part of a democratic practice at the federal parliament, Prime Minister Pushpakumar Dahal has responded to a range of questions raised by lawmakers, all but concerning the state and the general public. The Premier has reiterated no efforts were made to protect anyone alleged of involvement in scams that have rocked the nation, and that the government was serious regarding social justice and good governance. Good evening, I'm Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Irregularities on the 340 vigas of land surfaces in Giribandhu tea state of Jhapa. Tens of millions of rupees collected. Experts criticize past government's decision. Prime Minister Pushpakumar Dahal assures investigations will be carried out on anyone alleged of corruption. Main opposition UML alleges authorities of tampering with the Lalita Niwas case. The trend of fake news, misinformation, disinformation and hate speech increases over social media. More than 200 cases filed at the Press Council. Analysts criticize inadequate laws. And Team Nepal set to play world #1 ODI side Pakistan in the inaugural match of the Asia Cup tomorrow. The historic moment for Nepali cricket, much awaited by cricket enthusiasts and players. Similar to the Lalita Niwas land grab scam, the land case of Giribandhu tea state of Jhapa is also gaining popularity in recent time. Now, based on the decision taken during the prime ministerial term of CPN-UML chairperson KP Sharma Oli, more than 340 vigas of land of the Giribandhu tea state has been compromised. The issue is now being discussed at the parliament as well. The land of Birtamod market area in Jhapa is considered expensive. Pieces of land cost between 500,000 rupees to 1 million each dhur. At least 5 million rupees is required for a plot of 10 dhurs. Irregularities have surfaced at the same spot with such high rates of land, and the irregularities have been supported by policy decisions of the government. Giribandhu tea estate is located over 340 bighas of land at Birtamod to Char Ali area near the east-west highway. The Panchayat government had provided a huge area to the tea estate for its operation. Based on the legal provisions, the land will be transferred to the government if the industry fails to operate. However, KP Sharma Oli-led government amended the Land Act in the month of Baisakh of 2078 BS as per the Nepali calendar, which allowed for exchange of the land of the tea estate. The same year, the Agriculture, Cooperatives and Natural Resources Committee of the Parliament had said that it was the responsibility of the government to conserve the land. The committee had also directed the Oli government not to implement the decision on the use of the land of the tea estate. However, the then Prime Minister Oli and Minister for Land Management Padma Aryal did not follow the committee's directives. Secretary of the government, Tek Narayan Pandey, who is currently behind bars for his involvement in the fake Bhutanese refugee scam, was appointed the secretary at the Ministry of Land Management, and the proposal was taken to the cabinet through him. This decision of the Oli government has now reached the Supreme Court. Around 500 individuals who have paid their money with expectation of purchasing the land of the tea estate are currently concerned. Vishnu Bahadur Rai has been collecting money for the land. Operator of Shivam Housing, Manoj Prasai, is making preparations to demand a return of the money he had paid for around 2 bighas of land. Despite Prime Minister Pushpakumar Dahal making assurances of investigating the case, the government is yet to prove the matter. KP Oli-led government's decision regarding the use of the land has now been drawn into controversies. Questions have also surfaced regarding organized crime in the case, as tens of millions of rupees were collected from hundreds of individuals for the land. Prime Minister Pushpakumar Dahal has expressed commitment that the investigations will be carried out on anyone alleged of involvement in corruption cases, even if his own name emerges. Addressing the questions raised at the House of Representatives, Premier Dahal claimed that his government had been prioritizing social justice, good governance and public service delivery. This was in response to the questions raised by lawmakers if those at the government and the Premier had attempted to protect their close aides. Premier Dahal clarified that he had not attempted or fueled any attempts to conceal any documents to protect his party leaders.
भ्रष्टाचारलाई कडाइका साथ नियन्त्रण गर्न सरकारले विभिन्न नीतिगत तथा कानुनी तथा संस्थागत सुधारलाई अघि बढाएको छ। मान्य सदस्यले भनेको जस्तो कसैलाई पनि बचाउने या कसैलाई पनि अप्ठ्यारोमा पार्ने नियतले कुनै पनि काम गरिएको छैन। जसरी कतिपय सन्दर्भमा मिडियामा आउने गरेको भन्दा ठीक विपरीत मैले दोषी कोही पनि नछुटोस्, निर्दोष कोही पनि नपरोस् भन्ने सिद्धान्त अनुसार नै प्रहरी प्रशासनलाई निर्देशन दिएको र मैले यतिसम्म पनि भनेको छु कि यदि अनुसन्धानको क्रममा प्रधानमन्त्री नै आउँछ भने पनि छोड्न आवश्यक छैन। मेरो पार्टीको कुनै नेताको त के कुरा भन्ने कुरा पनि मैले सार्वजनिक रूपमा भन्दै आएको म जानकारी गराउन चाहन्छु।
At today's session, lawmakers also asked the Prime Minister regarding the agendas during China visit, to which he responded saying opening trade points with China would be one of the priorities. Lawmakers had also inquired about the progress made in the national pride projects, along with the preparation to conclude the peace process, and Gangamaya Adhikari, who has been on a hunger strike. In response, Premier Dahal said the state had been taking care of Adhikari and covered her medical expenses, and assured that once the bills related to transitional justice is endorsed by the parliament, the remaining works of peace process would reach a conclusion. Meanwhile, the Premier defended the government's decision to recommend pardon for former lawmaker Resham Chaudhary. On a different note, Premier Dahal claimed that the country's economy and public service sector had made notable strides. With regards to the questions regarding Nepal's dependency on imports, Premier Dahal said that the country's trade deficit had been going down in recent time and that he had discussed Nepal-India trade with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his India visit, adding that trade with China will also be high on his agenda during the upcoming China visit. He also said the government had prioritized agriculture sector with its plans and programs. He urged everyone to avoid airing statements or carrying out activities that hurt the religious sentiments of others. 11 lawmakers had raised questions to the Prime Minister as he responded to lawmakers for the third time since assuming office. Back in the days, people used to trust the news published in the newspapers. Now the public have several sources of information from newspapers, radio, television, online media and social networking platforms. However, it has become difficult to identify truthful news from fake news. The trend of spreading misinformation, fake news and hate speech through social and online media has increased in recent time. A total of 222 complaints were filed regarding fake news and hate speech at the Press Council last year. However, the Council has sought clarification from 148 media entities and blacklisted 3 of them, while actions have not been taken against the others. According to the data of Nepal Police, of the total crimes through social networking platforms in the last fiscal year, 6,782 complaints were related to fake news, in fact Facebook, and 69 were related to YouTube. Actions have been taken against 52 YouTube operators, while 16 have been arrested for publishing fake news. However, the trend of publishing fake news against individuals has also increased in recent time. The spread of fake news through the digital media has increased because of the failure in awareing the public. The victims of such fake news and hate speech over the internet do not have proper ways of seeking legal treatment. Police have said that lack of clear laws for fake news, misinformation, disinformation and hate speech creates complications in ensuring justice to the victims. Cases can be filed at the Press Council, Civil Bureau and the District Court regarding fake news. However, the cases of fake news will continue to remain until proper legal actions are taken against those spreading them. 4 million doses of COVID vaccines received by the government from China as grant are to expire in the next 4 months, as the number of people reaching the government hospitals for vaccine has remained low. The Department of Health Services has said that they are in a state of dilemma regarding the management of the vaccines, as the Ministry of Health and Population had yet to respond to their correspondence. The ministry, meanwhile, has said diplomatic discussions are underway for the same, with options like donating it to countries in need or returning it to China in consideration. The Nepal government had received around 66.7 million doses of COVID vaccines through procurement and grants. Of the vaccines currently in deposit, 4 million doses are of Sinovac received from China and 900,000 doses of Pfizer and Verocell. The ministry recently had implemented vaccination campaign for those above the age of 12 years between 22nd to 25th of August. The government has said there is no longer a risk of COVID, as just 1 or 2 individuals are testing positive for the virus every day. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before we ask today's question, let us take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday we asked, what should be done to increase attraction towards teaching profession? 43% were for A, increased facilities, 36% were for B, respect towards the profession, and 21% were for C, opportunity for professional advancement. Here is our today's question. What is the reason behind wastage of COVID vaccines? Your options are A. Lower number of infections, B. Lack of government plans, C. Public not interested in vaccine. Voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us.
Sports News.
Team Nepal take on hosts Pakistan in the inaugural match of the Asia Cup in the Multan Stadium tomorrow. It is the first time that Nepal are playing world #1 team in one-day international cricket. When Nepal play Pakistan tomorrow, they will be facing top ODI batter Babar Azam, third-ranked Imamul Haq and fifth-ranked Fakhar Zaman. Pakistan are even stronger in their bowling. Shaheen Shah Afridi is a global star, while Nasim Shah, Haris Rauf, Mohammad Nawaz and Sharaf Khan strengthen their bowling unit. However, Sandeep Lamisani, who has broken the record of Rashid Khan, Karan KC, ICC's player to watch from Nepal Gulshan Jha, and young captain Rohit Paudel will be aiming to make an impact against the top side. Monty Desai coach Team Nepal have taken this challenging clash against Pakistan as a great opportunity. The match will begin at 3 p.m. at the Multan Stadium tomorrow. The entire nation will be enthused, and in fact was enthused, when Team Nepal made their debut at the ICC T20 World Cup back in the year 2014. The same enthusiasm is now being felt as Nepal are preparing to take on giants of world cricket India and Pakistan at the Asia Cup, the tournament which is also known as the Mini World Cup. Now, Team Nepal begin their Asia Cup journey with a clash against world #1 ODI side Pakistan tomorrow. And despite being a neighbor of India and Pakistan, it took Nepal almost 3 decades to play against these strong cricketing sides. Only 6 months ago, it seemed almost impossible for Nepal to play India and Pakistan. Winning 11 of the last 12 matches at the World Cricket League 2 series, Team Nepal retained their ODI status and then secured their spot at the Asia Cup. Team Nepal booked their tickets to Pakistan and Sri Lanka after winning the ACC Men's Premier Cup at home earlier this year. Team Nepal reached Karachi a week ago to a warm welcome from Pakistan Cricket Board. Pakistan wicketkeeper Mohammad Rizwan then met with the Nepali team and motivated them as well. The young Nepali side, led by 20-year-old skipper Rohit Paudel, are aiming to introduce Nepal at the world stage when they play at the 30,000 capacity Multan Stadium tomorrow. The aim of Team Nepal is to secure a win against destination Pakistan. For this, Team Nepal have done their homework and will be looking forward to display their best performance at this massive platform. Team Nepal had played the T20 World Cup under the captaincy of Paras Khatka in 2014. The pair of Paras and Gyanendra took Nepal from Division 5 to World Cup and then the ODI status. They are of the belief that the new generation will take Nepali cricket further ahead. The Asia Cup will also provide some inspiration to the Nepali women's national cricket team, who are in Malaysia for the T20 World Cup global qualifiers. Many supporters have reached Multan from around the world to support Nepal. Nepali supporters are also expected to reach Sri Lanka in massive numbers when Team Nepal play India on the 4th of September. Irrespective of the result, playing India and Pakistan is close to a festival for Nepal and the ardent followers of Nepali cricket. In this context, in our Public Voice segment, we have asked in several provinces how excited are they for the Asia Cup. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
अपेक्षा अब धेरै एकदमै हाई त छैन, तर पनि त्यतिको लेभलमा अब इन्डिया पाकिस्तानहरुसँग खेल्ने भनेको हाम्रो लागि एकदम ठूलो कुरा हो।
17 वर्षको गुलशन झा, 20 वर्षको प्रतिष्ठित उनीहरु भनेको यो एजको प्लेयरहरुले पनि त्यो टुर्नामेन्ट खेल्न पाउनु भनेको उनीहरुको लागि एकदमै लक्की नै मान्छु म त।
के बाबर आजम एक नम्बर अब विश्वको एक नम्बर ओडीआई ब्याट्सम्यान हो, अनि अब बलरहरु पनि अब पाकिस्तानको अब वर्ल्डकै टपेस्ट बलरहरु हुन्छ, अब एकदम महत्त्वपूर्ण अब हुन्छ के म्याच हुन्छ।
खेल राम्रो भन्दा नि हामीले जित्न भन्दा नि अहिले चाहिँ हामीले एक्सपिरियन्स लागि गएको जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई।
बिरगन्सु पनि आरिफ शेख, आसिफ शेख उहाँसँग धेरै बिन्ती छ, राम्रो खेल्नु हुन्छ, अझै राम्रो गरेर नेपाल टिम अगाडि बढोस्।
हाम्रो नेपालबाट प्रथम भएर जानु भएको छ भने त्यस्तै जितेर आउनु, एउटा जोश जागर नेपालमा आओस्,
हाम्रो देशको नाम रोशन गरोस् अनि अल द बेस्ट भन्न चाहन्छु।
यो पटकको एसिया कपमा चाहिँ नेपालको टिममा त कम्तीमा 5-6 जना चाहिँ इन्टरनेशनल लेभलका फ्रेन्चाइज टिमहरुमा चाहिँ बिग्न सक्नु।
50 ओभरको गेम नै खेलेर कम्प्लिट रूपमा चाहिँ खेलेर चाहिँ नेपालले चाहिँ सम्मानजनक प्रदर्शन देखायो भने नै यो हाम्रो लागि चाहिँ अहिले चाहिँ एउटा ऐतिहासिक क्षण हुनेछ।
हामी सबभन्दा त जित्न र हार्नु भन्दा नि सहभागी हुने कुरै ठुलो हो। अहिले जित्न त गाह्रै छ। अब टेस्ट र्याङ्किङमा इन्डिया नम्बर 1 छ, वन डेमा चाहिँ पाकिस्तान नम्बर 1 छ।
नेपालले राम्रो परफर्मेन्स दियोस् हैन, हाम्रो नेपालीहरुले जो शानसँग शिर उठाएर हाम्रो नेपालले पनि यस्तो खेल्यो यतिको कम्पिट गर्यो भनेर हामीले भन्न सकोस्।
अब जित्ने भन्दा पनि उनीहरुसँग कम्पिटिसन दिन सक्ने चाहिँ लाग्छ मलाई।
एसियन गेममा नेपाली पुग्दा हामीलाई एकदम गर्वान्वित छौं हामी हैन। त्यसको जित पक्कै हामी नेपालीको नै हुन्छ भन्ने पूर्ण अपेक्षा र विश्वास छ।
पाकिस्तान ठुलो टिम हो भन्दैमा चाहिँ नेपाली टिम चाहिँ झुक्ला जस्तो मलाई लाग्दैन। हाम्रा बलरहरु पनि गजब छन्, हाम्रा फिल्डर गजब छन्, हामीहरुको टिम स्पिरिट पनि गजब छ।
खेलमा चाहिँ राम्रो छ, उले चाहिँ जित हासिल गर्छ भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ म एकदमै ढुक्क छु। क्रिकेट खेलाडी भाइबहिनीहरुले जुन उहाँहरुले प्रस्तुति गर्नुहुन्छ एकदमै राम्रो र एउटा नयाँ किसिमको अब अध्याय सुरु हुँदैछ नेपालबाट।
देश र जनताको गौरवको विषयको लागि यो एकदम महत्त्वपूर्ण दिन हो भोलिको दिन।
बलिङ ब्याटिङ सबैमा खेलाडीहरुको परफर्मेन्स राम्रो होस् भन्ने मेरो चाहना छ।
सफलता नै हासिल गर्न नसके नि एउटा म्याच चाहिँ एटलिस्ट जितोस् भन्ने मेरो ठुलो आकांक्षा छ।
त्यो ठाउँसम्म पुग्नु नै एउटा हामी सबैको लागि एक्साइटेड र अलिकति बेस्ट अफ लक भन्न चाहन्छु।
टिम पहिले हेर्नुपर्छ खेलाडी भन्दा पनि, र हामीहरू चाहिँ अभियसली पनि राम्रो नतिजा ल्याउन सक्छौँ।
बलिङ र फिल्डिङ त अवश्य पनि राम्रो छ। हाम्रो अगाडिको 5 वटा ब्याट्सम्यानहरूले अलिकति राम्रो खेल्यो भने भोलिको गेममा हामी अवश्य विजय हुन्छ।
हाम्रो खेलाडीहरू कमजोर छैनन् है, उहाँले डटेर राम्रो खेल्नु भयो भने भोलिको दिन अवश्य जितेर आउनुहुन्छ भन्ने मैले पूर्ण विश्वास गरेको छु।
एसिया कप खेल्न गएका छन्, हामी सबै नेपालीहरूको अपेक्षा चाहिँ के छ भने मेडल जितेर ल्याओस्।
इन्डिया पाकिस्तानसँग खेल्न पाउनु भने एउटा यो ठुलो अपर्च्युनिटी हो। यसमा जित हार जे भए पनि राम्रो चाहिँ प्रदर्शन गर्नुपर्छ।
जितलाई मात्र ठुलो नठानेर त्यहाँबाट अब झन् ऊर्जाका साथ अगाडि बढुन् भन्ने अपेक्षा गर्दछु।
नेपाल टिमले चाहिँ दुईटा राष्ट्रहरूसँग एउटा राम्रो प्रदर्शन गरोस् र अनि एउटा राम्रो प्रतिफल यसको निकालोस्।